going to say 11 facts about soul contracts and agreements and debts, by the way, guys, because we are truly blessed to be alive during the most this transformational time on the planet. You know, because we're raising this consciousness of the planet, and it's really essential to wake up to the unity of consciousness. It really is. And really, we came onto this planet as volunteers, but we don't remember anything from our past, you know, unless we do some soul work. And so we must remember our soul origins and engage in what we came here to do. And this literally is our last look as we descend into the fifth dimension, or from the third to the fourth. But I do believe we're all light workers anyway, empaths, star seeds, you know, all those kind of labels that we give each other or ourselves. You know, life is a test, and it wouldn't be if you knew all the answers. It really wouldn't. So what are soul contracts? I mean, soul contracts are really the agreements that you enter into before birth. And before this contract was created, your spirit guides empower you to decide which life lessons and scenarios will enable your soul to resolve. Where am I getting? I've been saying too much today. So these choices will then formulate the basis of your soul contract. Now, your soul contract, guys, does not only relate to people in your life, it also includes your life experiences, your events, your circumstances, whatever your soul contract entails. Remember, you've chosen these experiences to learn and grow, you know. And this is where a lot of people, you know, we get stuck in the adversities without looking at them from a different perspective, you know. You chose it, you know. Even the more, I have had such, like so many people out there, childhood trauma, adversity, blah, blah, and all the rest of it. But when you start to look at it from a different perspective, wow, you really do change. You really do. So here's some really important facts about soul contracts, agreements, and the debts, you know, the karma that will help, that will maybe help you wake up and let them go, you know. So the first fact is you do choose your name and your date of birth, you know. Your time and date of birth and place is really no coincidence. It really isn't. Neither is your name. You thought you were given by your parents. And I know some people who actually change their names. That's okay too. Doesn't matter. These carry a unique energetic signature, you know, where we're all agreed upon to help you to understand your life purpose, your strengths, and your personality blueprint. And some people who are, you know, they may be adopted or they're fostered and their names changed. Sometimes they can go through their life with confusion because they don't know what that soul name was to start with, you know. And it's remarkable when you actually uncover things like that, you know. The second one is you do choose your family, guys, even those adverse, challenging, you know, the adversities that we face within our families. Our families are our greatest teachers, And if you'd have said that to me in my 20s or my 30s, I would have went bollocks. No danger did I choose some of my family, you know, not all, but some of them, you know, but we did, you know, and the ones that were the ones that are more adverse, that really showed us those lessons, are the ones that have taught us the most. They've really taught us the most about life. And when you change that perspective of what we are here as humans to be taught, you really do see, and those lessons do broaden our awareness. They really do. So at a higher level, we agree to really endure those sometimes abusive or extreme relationships, to let us help us reawaken our purpose on the planet, you know. And I always say this to my students and my clients when we're working from a spiritual perspective, is the more adverse life you've had, the bigger the spiritual strength that you will have. You know, I've found that with so many people that, I mean, and I've had a very adverse life. I've been in children's homes. I've, you know, had lots of abuses and blah, 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 and all the rest of it. But I don't want to go into that. You know, I've done so much healing over that. It's unbelievable. But now my thing is I need to focus on, yes, what's the lessons? What have I learned? Where's my karma? What is my soul destiny? Where do I need to go from that, you know? And this can really help you understand your previous lives. You know, you may have switched roles with, you know, your family. And they may have been your children before for the purpose of releasing karma. You just don't know, guys, you know? The third one is your soul tribe really does help you heal. You know, so various people are destined to come into your life to help you heal. That's a fact, you know. There's something either from a past life or in this lifetime, and this can really help you to understand your emotions with greater clarity, so you can reach greater levels of compassion and forgiveness. And even if that lesson is painful, trust that this was mutually agreed whilst you were a discarnate being, you know, it really is. So number 4 is life events really help you heal also, you know, because whatever events transpire in your life, they arise to help you evolve to a higher state of consciousness, and these can be good or bad, you know. Try and hold off your judgments that are happening, and really look for the bigger picture in life. How I do that, because sometimes it can be hard, especially when you're in the midst of the anxiety, the stress, the depression, the suicidal thoughts. You know, they did this and they did that and blah, 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 and then the blame, the victim mode. And when you're in that mode, sometimes it can be so hard to look at it from a different angle. What I tell my clients and my students is, and only because I've been there myself and I've done it myself, is what I tend to do is I look at myself from a vantage point of view. So I take my awareness out into maybe the corner of the room, and I look at myself and I look at, what is it trying to show me? You know, what is it that I really can get the bigger picture, you know? Because perhaps you didn't get that huge mortgage because you're being called to start your spiritual journey. You know, there's so many things have happened in my life that I'm so glad I went for something and realised after, in hindsight, the best thing that ever happened. That I didn't get them, and at the time I actually thought, oh my God, why didn't I get that? You know, when it was actually for my sole purpose. You know, so really look at things from a different perspective. Remember, guys, also you have free will. Yeah, so you incarnated in this planet at a specific time and place with a soul purpose, your soul destiny. Every single person has a soul destiny, but sometimes what happens is we become entrapped in those low-level emotions like stress, depression, anxiety, you know, all those things, and we become them, you know, but you have free will. You have the decision to have that free will, that choice, and that means you decide how you want your life to unfold once you get here, you know. And these decisions are seen as your fate, but one thing that you cannot change fully is your destiny. You can go down different roads, you can go down different ways, but your destiny is essentially to experience the unconditional love of the universe, you know. And this can take many lifetimes and dimensions in order to fully return to that oneness. I've been very lucky in my practice that I have been able to touch that unconditional love with the universe, with other dimensions. I've been very, very lucky that I've been able to do that. Again, guys, you choose your death. Some people are like, no, I don't choose my death. At the moment you die and the way you die has been predetermined on your contract. You know, this may also be several other opportunities to leave Earth, the plane, during the course of your life, which present themselves as exit points, and you'll get the chance either to stay or go. You know, I've actually had in my trainings, my spiritual trainings, of when we touch source and all the rest of it, and we have a code name to bring us back, so just so we can actually touch that unconditional love of that source. And because I also cross people, help cross energy loved ones over as well. So what actually happens is people who feel that fear, that pain of people, especially their loved ones dying, is sometimes you are holding them back and don't allow them to go into the afterlife, so that when they're crossing over, they can release that fear and pain and that karma, you know, and it really can you know, stop that transition happening, because we're all here, we're all born, and we all die, you know. And it's how you look at death. Us in the Western society tend to look at death as you know, very different to the way Eastern culture looks at death. The way Eastern culture looks at death is that they actually celebrate death. They celebrate the life, whereas we tend to mourn more. I'm not saying they don't mourn, but it's a different way they do it. It's a lovely way they do it, actually. And remember, guys, you're not alone. You know, you've also been given some help along the way by your spirit guides, your angels, those multi-dimensional aspects of yourself. And to fulfill your contract, you have to access, you have full access to your spirit guides and your angels, which change. And I know my spirit guides, my angels have changed over time as life unfolds, because they become more wiser. You know, the more self-aware you become, the more you'll receive and be able to translate signs and symbols to ensure you remain committed to your highest mission, that soul destiny that we've all got. And synchronicity happens, guys. You know, those synchronistic moments when you're fully aligned in your soul destiny, your soul purpose. You'll really absorb that synchronicity, and strange coincidences will occur to guide you effortlessly from one opportunity to the next. It really will. And another reliable clue that you're following your highest path is really when you encounter the right people, when life just flows. You know, when they're there, those people are there to deliver information, guidance, assistance. When you're in doubt or wanting to learn, they just come. You know, you remember, you can break a soul contract. People think once you've got a soul contract, you can't break it. Not true. You know, I actually have got a program, the How to Become a Spiritual Alchemist, that we actually break the soul contracts. And when you feel that your agreements no longer serve your growth or actually stand in your way, it is possible to free yourself. So that you can really, you know, blossom on that spiritual journey. You know, and this will help yourself to better serve the planet, because we're raising consciousness at a really high state. You know, and for example, if you have a poverty consciousness, which is no longer serving your highest power, you can really allow that to go. you know. You can clear your karmic debt. You know, for a lot of people don't think they can clear their karmic debt. Yes, you can. Forgive yourself and others. Free yourself from the karmic cycles, you know, and really show that gratitude once you've freed yourself from the layers of the forgiveness. Because forgiveness can be in quite a few layers. How many times have you done things and you thought, and it's come back up again, something, and you thought, I've actually thought I forgave that ages ago, and it keeps coming back up. It's because it is in layers, and you need to get right to the core. And you can also clear your ancestral agreements, you know, and releasing those ancestral agreements by working with the ancestors, you know, and those ancestors, you really can find that inner source for the voids that are left behind to be filled, and so you can be filled with harmony, you know, that love, that joy, that happiness, that spiritual growth and prosperity on all levels, regardless of where you're at now. You know, life's a test, guys. You know, it's about growth. It wouldn't be if you knew all the answers, you know, and once you fully wake up to the realization that you're an immortal spiritual being having a temporary human experience, you really can transcend and go up to that fifth dimension reality, and really recover and rediscover that soul destiny, that unconditional love. Thank you, guys. I'm Varney. Pleased to meet you. If you would like the Lightworkers Toolkit, please leave, I'll put the link here for you, and you just go into my website. Also, my website, there's a lot more things on there that you can look at of what I've been talking about, and also you can, I'm actually writing a book just now, The Empath's World, that I'm hoping to, well, I put it out there that it's going to be ready by the Christmas, before Christmas, so that and you could pre-order that. You don't have to pay anything just now, but you can pre-order it, so you would get a signed copy when I've got that ready.